with 911 today, right? And I did not like this woman whatsoever. I'm trying to tell her that somebody tried to break into my apartment because I'm sitting on my bed. I look out my window and I hear footsteps coming up my fire escape. But I dismiss it. I'm like, maybe it's my downstairs neighbor taking the stairs to his place or something. But then I turn around, I look out the window. There's a full-grown man standing outside the window looking into my bedroom. He's like late 50s, early 60s. That hairline hasn't been in business since the 80s. White hair, heavy set. Now, I got a bat in here and I don't play baseball. So I was thinking I should bat first, ask questions later. But instead, I'm too nice and I'm waiting for him to tell me like, oh, your landlord sent me or something. So he walks across my balcony past my window so I can't see him anymore. And there's only one place on my balcony that I can't see you, and that's behind the door that leads to my bedroom. So at this point I realized like I'm here alone and he sees me here alone, and now he's made an effort to go to the door that leads to my bedroom. So I FaceTime my mom so she can see him too, right? Because I didn't want to be the only one who saw him. Once my dad gets wind of this, which is about as fast as my mom's texting thumbs can fly, 30 seconds as the crow flies, Hollywood might as well get a hold of this because he calls me the second she hangs up and he's like, call the police right now. The woman who answered my 911 call, you would have thought I insulted 3 generations of her family. She's like, ma'am, this is a life or death line. So are you saying this is not an emergency? Well, first of all, Cheryl, I wouldn't describe this event as chill vibes. Second of all, this is not a life or death line. I have witnessed somebody call 911 to get themselves lifted out of a pool. An empty pool. She's like, well, do we need to send officers or have you filed a police report? I'm like, both would be nice. I've already filed a police report. And she's like, okay, so then you need to wait for investigators to call you. What investigator? Inspector Gadget? Nobody's gonna call me for this. Nobody's gonna get in touch with me for this unless they need to investigate because something worse happened. So she doesn't send me any officers. So I tell my dad that, right? Because if an officer doesn't come here, my dad's gonna blame me. My ass is on the line. So I tell him I tried, and he's like, give me 1 minute. 5 minutes later, that exact first responder calls me back. I'm like, Dad, how did you even find her? How did you know that was the exact one that I spoke to? She calls me, she's like, so I just spoke to your dad. I'm like, my condolences, first of all. She's like, so would you like an officer to your place? That would be nice. Like, you can understand why I'd be a little bit freaked out, Cheryl. There's been a lot of break-ins in the area. This man doesn't live here, doesn't work here, and he's ugly. So yeah, I'm a little bit freaked out. You would have thought that every time she sends out an officer, somebody she loves has to die.